Hey guys, in this tutorial I just want to show you a little bit more about WordPress and about some plugins that you can add to add customization to your websites. And so I'm going to go ahead and log in here to our web design website. Again, but for you it'll be yourwebsite.com/final, and then you're going to type in manually wp-admin, and that's what's going to let you log in with WordPress to your dashboard. So here I am, and I'm going to go ahead and click on Appearance and then click on Editor. This editor is basically a live look at the code that makes your website work. And specifically here, when you click here, you're going to see your style sheet. And so you could potentially go into this style sheet and edit anything that you want to. So you can see your H1s have this font size of 30. You could change that to 36, and it would be updated and it would work on your website. The problem with that is that sometimes these themes get updated by the authors, and when the new update comes, your customization that you do in this style sheet will get overwritten with the files that the author makes. And so same is true with all these files over here on the right. All these files are PHP files. These are the ones that make your website work. So for example, everyone has a footer in your website, or a header. So click on the header.php just so you can kind of get a look at what's going on within your website. Basically, this is the very first thing that a browser will see. You'll see that there is some HTML in here. Obviously, this is the first line of your HTML. It's telling you the doc type. But there's also, once you get down here towards the head, you've got some PHP thrown in there as well. So basically it has to go to the server and crunch some things and figure out what exactly is going on, and it will spit out HTML. So for example, the body. The body may have a certain class depending on maybe what template you're using for a certain page, or maybe it will depend on a certain plugin that you may have, or there's all kinds of kind of if-then statements, and that's why these are not static HTML pages. These are moving and breathing and living PHP files that build HTML files. It's kind of confusing, but you can just imagine when you're working in your customize here and you're changing logos and you're changing headers and you're changing all these things, the theme has to adjust to what you do to customize it. And so you'll notice in PHP some of these things say, if they went into the options and changed the logo text to this, display the logo text, and don't display the logo, and if they did upload a logo, don't display the text. It's kind of all these special if-then statements, and so that's really what PHP is doing, and that's why these are not static pages. There's a lot going on here. So that's just a kind of little bit of a live look at the code that's going on within your website. So what I want you to do to customize your site, instead of editing these files and then getting them overwritten by your author, is I want you to go to Plugins, and we are going to Add New. And so you should press the button that says Add New. I'm going to add a new plugin. And the plugin that we're going to add is called Child Theme Configurator. And it looks like this, and we're going to press Install Now, and then we're going to activate it. Okay, so you should see it pop up here in your plugin list now. It's a child theme configurator. Basically what's going to happen is we're going to take your theme and we're going to copy it, duplicate it, and we are now going to mess with the duplicated version of it and leave the original one alone. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. It's a way to work with your theme and customize it without affecting the original one. So let's go to Tools, and you'll see it says Child Themes, and that's what we're going to use to build our child theme. And then it's going to ask you some questions. First, select an action. We want to create a new child theme. Okay. And then it's going to ask you to choose which parent theme you're going to use, and that means which theme do you want to make a copy of. Okay, so I'm using the Spacious theme, and that's the one that I want to make the child from this. This is the parent that I want to make the child from. So we're going to click Analyze. It's going to go through and make sure all the styles and everything are okay. And even if yours says it doesn't appear that it's okay, I think you can probably go through this anyway and it will still work. If it does not work, that means you may have to choose a new theme, but it also means that you may just keep the theme you have and do some customization that you want to without making the child theme. We are going to create a whole new theme here. Go ahead, you don't have to press anything else here. You just have to press at the bottom. It says Create New Child Theme. Okay, so basically it worked. It says Child Theme Spacious Theme has been generated successfully. Okay, so what we can do now is we can go to Appearance, Themes, and you'll now see your regular theme, and then right next to it is the child theme. Okay, so awesome. Let's go ahead and press Activate on the child. And now our child is activated and the regular theme is not. So now when I go to the website, it should look exactly the same. Oh, but some things broke. Okay, and so that may happen to you too. My slider is gone now. So that means I have to rebuild that slider. You may find that your menu may have broken or certain things changed a little bit. But for the most part, it is pretty much the same. So again, it's a little bit inconvenient, but it'll be good in the long haul. So what we do now is now you can go to the editor after you've activated the child theme. And now you see not many files here and not much written in your style sheet. And so what happened was it's importing all of those other things from the main site, but it allows you to do any customization to your stuff that you want to. So this is basically now your CSS that you can do whatever you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and just say P color, oops. P color red. And we all know this will turn all my paragraphs red. So I can update that file, I can refresh it in my browser, and now all my paragraphs are red. Now, you probably don't want to change but that's a good way to check to see if it worked. So let's go to font size, and maybe I want my paragraphs to be 16 pixels. Update it, refresh. Okay, it's probably already at 16 pixels, so that's why that didn't work. Let's try 20. Okay, there you go. So then you have the opportunity to add whatever CSS you want to. And this is really good because, say for example, you wanted your items in your navigation to be separated a little bit more space between them. What you can do is you can right-click, especially in Chrome or in Firefox, and you can click Inspect. This now allows you to inspect the element, any element that you choose, and it lists them out here in the code. But not only that, it gives you the CSS code down here as well. So say for example you want, this is saying these items are getting 16 pixels of padding, they're getting all these different elements. So let's just say we want to change the color of it. Basically what you do is you grab this whole rule, okay, everything from the top, basically this whole rule is what makes it be green. Okay, I'm going to take that, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it into my style sheet. And now instead of this color, I'm going to change it to, let's say, 00FF00, which again we know is the hex code for red. So now my items should be red. Oh, green. What am I thinking? But yeah, okay, so 0 red, full on green, RGB, so it is green. So if we wanted FF0000, that would be red. So got my hex codes mixed up, but either way it does work. It makes it red. So that's great for anything you want to do. If there's colors or padding or things that you want to add, basically it allows you to look at the code that makes it happen and then shows you the CSS down here that you can change. And really you can also test it out a little bit too. So it gives you some code here that if you want to change this to 50 and see what happens, it would let you do it. Now it wouldn't actually change the code, it's just kind of changing the preview of what it would look. But if you actually wanted to change it, you copy it, paste it, and change the padding in between each of those list items. So anyway, that's a great way to add customization to your website using CSS, and the same is true with any other PHP items that you want to edit. You would have to FTP those into this folder, and I can show you how to do that in class, and then you can edit things like your footer and your header and other things like that. One more plugin that I want to show you here is if you go to Add New, again, plugins, you can add a Google Fonts plugin. This will allow you to add, and I always use this one, the Easy Google Fonts. Press Install Now, and then click Activate. And now it gives you a whole lot of fonts when you click on Customize of your appearance, because everyone has that. You should now see an option here that says Typography. And it's going to give you all these different options within, you can choose all the different fonts from Google Fonts now. So that will be a good way to change any fonts that you want to. If your theme doesn't already give you that option, again, that would be under Plugins, and it would be, it would be under Appearance, Customize, and you'll see the typography option as well. So anyway, those are just a few things I want you to work on, and I will see you in class.